What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the ULTRA ACT X S.H FIGUARTS Ultraman Suit version 7.2. Alright, my Zillions, last night we were treated to the new Ultraman manga anime for Netflix trailer, and it looked really cool. And I just felt the need to do an Ultraman from this series, and I just got this guy very recently during a Big Bad Toy Store clearance sale at the end of the summer. I picked this dude up. I think it was like maybe like their sale of like stock that they only had one of, or like really low stock sale. So I was able to pick this guy up, who was a web exclusive originally, for about $40 or so, if I remember correctly. So I really wanted to review him, but I wanted to review this dude too, who's actual Ultraman. And you know, like, but I went into my closet where all my boxes are, and there was sort of an avalanche in there at some point. Not while I was in there, but yeah, I cannot get to it. And unfortunately, I'm in, you know, as you well know, I'm in the process of getting this room organized. So taking out all the boxes out of there to search for his box is you know, not a possibility right now. But now that I have him out, I want to show you that I will be reviewing this guy, because he's, you know, he's in perfect condition, and it's really cool, and I never got to do it here on the channel. I got this guy way before the channel, and he's really cool, but I want to talk about him for 1 second just because he is an awesome design, and aesthetically I love this Ultraman manga, but I couldn't get into the story. I read like the first 2 books, and I was just like, I wasn't really into it. Mostly because I wasn't into the idea of, spoiler, 3, 2, 1, them making this more like a Kamen Rider type of show, where it's, you know, not giants. So that kind of threw me off. I'm way better about it now, and I really cannot wait to check out the anime, because again, the aesthetics are awesome. And even though there's a FIGUARTS line announced for the new anime, I kind of want to go back and try to get some more of these guys, because they're really cool. If I can find them on like the secondhand market in Japan, you know, I might pull the trigger on a couple of them. But anyway, that's all I have to say about him. You saw his size comparisons. The real show here is about ULTRASEVEN, because we have all his accessories and all of that. So let's look at the accessories first. Ultra 7.2 comes with a bunch of extra hands here. He has the opposite fist hand and little holding hand for his sword, from the opposite of the ones he has on now. He has these like splayed out hands for fighting, karate chopping, whatever. And then some more open hands like this one, you know, he could rest upon his hilt. And this one, maybe about the same thing. No, actually he could hold the hilt in this one. So there you go. They're all very nice, two-toned, you know, really good sculpt on them. So that's pretty cool. So this hand actually is for his knife, or eye slugger. I guess this is a tribute to the eye slugger. I don't really know. It just says knife in the directions, and it is kind of bladed on the bottom, serrated, I should say. But it's pretty cool. Again, I don't really know, you know, his part in the manga, but I will definitely be curious to see how it goes in the animated series. And you could just stick that in there. So there you go. With that, decent sculpt on that. Just done in silver, but it's alright. As you saw, he's got this hilt here. That too has a decent sculpt to it. It's very interesting. It's very long. Now, originally, it came with this little piece here that goes into this piece, and then this sticks into his, you know, quote unquote belt buckle. But I found this to be very annoying and easily comes out, so I just jammed this piece into there, and the rest is on this side's on a ball joint. So there you go with that. And his sword slips in nice and easy. Pretty cool. 7.2 sword is nice, but very simple. It's got some little grooves in it throughout, and this whole part is done in silver. There is like little indentations right at the top there as well. You see that? Little like dots. And then the hilt is done in like a dark gray. And he holds it well in his hand. No problems there. He's a good swordsman, and I really like him for that. This Ultraman subline here, the Manga Ultraman subline, was kind of like the first foray into ULTRA ACT, kind of getting absorbed into FIGUARTS and rebooting that whole system. This was like the crossover line, hence the S.H. FIGUARTS X ULTRA ACT. At least that's how I thought of it, because it was shortly after these guys started coming out that we heard that FIGUARTS would be taking over for ULTRA ACT with the Ultraman line, and kind of just rebooting the system and with a new size and stuff. Yeah, these guys are bigger than the FIGUARTS, and I'll do a size comparison right now with one of those. I have one here. We got G'd Mega Master. He's gonna fall down, so as you can see, way taller there. But there you go. Let's take a look at this guy though, shall we? I really love the head sculpt, although his mouth is kind of freaky to me and weird. I think it just looks odd. But I do love the translucent yellow goggles. And then he's got a little timer at his forehead there. Very super tiny. You can see it though, done in blue. The helmet is cool, nice grooves and stuff in there, a lot of cool sculpt work. I like the gray up here, even though like the head, like the front face part doesn't align perfect to the back. That could be better. But then you got the back here, which looks nice. You see all the sculpt work in there, and this part looks really good. So that is pretty cool. His back looks really nice. You know, very reminiscent of like the classic Ultraman stuff, but like more robotic, which I like a lot. And that's the thing with these, even though these are like, you know, again, spoiler, like armor more than anything, they end up looking more robotic than what the original Ultramans look like. And I kind of dig that, you know, I think that looks really awesome, in my opinion. So I really like the shoulder pads and the armor up here on the sides. Then his gauntlets look really cool going into the hands, and we saw that before. The hands look really good. Really dig it. I really like, again, how the darker gray is in there, and you can see it again on his ribs. That looks really good there. I like this. I like the like piping going down there. That looks really nice. Really cool. Just like how his whole like chest and midsection pieces look. These are like little floating pieces on the side, kind of belt buckle-ish to hold the hilt too. But it's cool, like armor, you know, would be just all like chained up and stuff. I like that. The crotch piece is big. so is Ultraman's. Yeah, they are. Thigh pieces look cool. They got the gray inside there as well. The silver looking nice. Knee pads look good. And you got these pieces here being held on by these straps and stuff. More straps down here. This is, you know, down here it looks more like armor than robotic because of the straps. But it still looks good. I really dig it. And the feet look pretty cool. So nice sculpting throughout. The paint, mostly like the silver bits are painted, and they look good. The plastic itself, this like reddish plastic, is reddish. This red plastic, dark red plastic, is kind of glittery, and that's cool. So very nice, very nicely done all around. I really like all this part here. Reminds me of Jaguar a lot. So pretty good. Articulation on ULTRASEVEN here. It's 7.2 or Suit 7.2. However, head is on a double ball joint up there and down there at the neck. So you get really good range of motion, and as you can see, the neck below here has really great motion as well. And you could go side to side on that and back and forth, and it clears the whole collarbone pretty good. I really like that. Look at that. That's awesome. You got a ball joint down going downwards, and then up here is interesting. I don't know, you can't really see it good, but the way the ball joint is housed is good. It goes downwards instead of going upwards, and that's pretty good. It gives you a really great range of motion. You can go side to side a bit. And then you got the waist joint down here, which is kind of like a triangle thing, the way it's done up in here for the waist articulation. And you have no problem with these hip bones here. Hip bones? Hip armor? It really clears them. And then as you can see, this is where the ULTRA ACT stuff comes in. This is like the drop down joint, a true drop down joint right there. I like how it goes up and down. That's sweet. I mean, it causes that giant gap, but for posing, totally awesome. And this rotates within here really well. So that's cool. Splits, unfortunately, only that much. If you drop it down, you can get more splits, but it feels very awkward. Kicks pretty good. And you can go back, which a lot of figures can't do. Double jointed knee. I know I forgot the arms. We'll get them back there. Then you got a hinge at the foot right there. It's very interestingly done. And if this wasn't back here, this probably go back pretty good. And then it can rock. Yeah, it does rock. Right in there. That's a really cool joint. And then you got toe articulation here without me breaking my figure's ankle. Not the deepest toe articulation, but hey, it's pretty good. Going back to the arms, you do have butterfly joint in there, as you can see, with the floating piece in the middle. Floats a little bit too freely, in my opinion. But yeah, he can go side to side there pretty well. It's a hinge and a swivel. Otherwise, can go up and down too. Can go far back. That is a heck of a joint. Wow. Double jointed elbow. This part is housed within here. Sorry, you just see my hand there. The top joint is housed within there. So you don't get the greatest range, but you do get it. No swivel there at all. That's fine. Hinge at the wrist and then it's a little ball joint there. But great range of motion at the hand. So there you go. That's his articulation. Let's do some size comparisons now. Well, some more size comparisons. How about it? Here's Dasen model Saitama and Genos from One Punch Man, Twin Tail and Mafex Homecoming Spidey, Sentinel Infinity Force Tekkaman, and the Cuddle Team Leader from McFarlane Toys. And let's end with Keltis and Magic here. So final thoughts, I feel like this line of figures in general scales pretty well from my two figures with a lot of different lines. You know, you could fudge them into smaller figure lines and, you know, definitely get them into bigger figure lines, which is cool. So a lot of crossover appeal there. And aesthetically, they're just so pleasing, despite, like, again, not being... maybe I should have gave it more, but I'm kind of like, if you don't get me within the first, like, couple of episodes of something or books, and that's a lot for me, then I'm kind of out, you know, kind of out on them, but... I really like the toy line from the two figures I have in particular, and I think I want to get some more if possible. But I might just wait for the anime ones from FIGUARTS. We shall see. We'll see. We'll see what I find in my late night findings. But this is a good figure. It's a really good figure. I really, really like Suit 7.2 here, or Ultra 7.2, or Ultraman Suit 7.2. Again, I don't know. I consider him Ultra 7.2. I do know that Dan Moriboshi is in the manga and the anime, so there is that. Alright guys, that is my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts on this figure, and if you could please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, peace out, peeps.